with Kelly Tennant and Associates. And this month, first of all, I've been really thinking about how hot it's been. It's sweltering hot here in New Mexico. Although I say that, I have family that lives in Arizona and it's much worse there. So I guess it's all relative. With that, this month, I wanted to talk a little bit about leadership roles specifically when somebody is appointed into a new management position. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that this is their first time being a leader, because I think being a leader is relative, and we're leaders in lots of different roles besides just being given the title, so to speak. I wanted to start out by talking, and I may have talked about them before, but I have been lucky enough to have many good mentors in my life. Several of them I still work with and talk with often. One of them is a former boss of mine. Her name is Bridget, so just giving her a shout out there. I worked for her for a number of years before transitioning out of her company, but interestingly enough, she's been such a good mentor to me that we have continued our relationship. Sometimes I still go down and work at her office, ironically. But she's somebody that I go to for business advice, leadership advice. And the thing that I admire about her as a leader is the fact that she has the ability to see the best, or to see the most positive out of everybody, including myself, at times when I didn't see that in my own self. And I just remember some advice that she gave me one time. She looked at me and she just was shaking her head and said, I've never met anybody who has or is as hard on themselves as you are. And for some reason, that was years ago, and for some reason that's still stuck with me. And so I think she kind of helps me see past my own BS, so to speak, or the BS that I create in my head. And another mentor of mine is Keith Powell. Shout out to Keith. Keith is amazing and has helped me with my business and has helped me with seeing my bigger vision at a time when I couldn't see that myself. And many of you know that last year I went through a lot of hardships personally with my spouse passing away. And I turned to Keith and said, I need another set of eyes to help me get back on track, to help me in the right direction. And so he's been a great leader, a great visionary, and somebody that I really look up to. I mention these individuals because these individuals actually don't necessarily have like this, for lack of a better term, grandiose title of leader, so to speak, but they're exceptional to me. And I think for those of you that may know them, or those of you that may think of somebody similar, leadership really isn't a title. It's about what they do and the ability to make others see in themselves what they can't see. To me, I think it's really poignant. And oftentimes within this discussion, leader and a manager kind of get lumped into the same role, and they aren't one and the same. Managers manage things, leaders lead people. Things are tangible outcomes, processes, schedules, outputs. But what is a leader really? And I wanted to look up the definition to really see, okay, well, what is a leader defined? And it's defined by many things. And I just told you within the parameters of the individuals that I see as really poignant leaders, others may have other qualities. And so I looked up some different sources here, and I just have them written down so I didn't forget. So for instance, Forbes, in an article that they referenced leaders as having social influence. Harvard Business Review, goal accomplishing. Another article that I happened to find online, The Balanced Money, motivating, the ability to motivate people. So we can see that leadership encompasses a lot of different soft skills, so to speak. The ability to motivate somebody to achieve a goal, or to mobilize people to achieve a goal. And if I think back to those two specific leaders of mine and those two specific mentors of mine, they have been able to, they mobilized a party of one, so to speak, because it was just me, but they were able to help me focus towards a common goal in my own business or with things that I was looking at the time. So managers may lean on more task-driven skills and some soft skills. So there's going to be some overlap there. And I think that's sometimes why there's confusion as to a person is in a management role. Well, that makes them a leader and it makes them a manager of processes and tasks. So managers have to be good at meeting deadlines, good at making sure that products are coming out on time and correctly. They have to be organized, but anybody can be a leader. I think that's really what the crux of the message is who's a leader in your world and how have they helped you and what skills do they possess? What about you? Maybe you've been a leader to somebody and maybe they don't know it. I think we all have the power to make a difference. And I think that that's really important, especially in organizations. Powerful leaders can really mobilize and move people forward towards a common goal, even sometimes under the craziest of circumstances. Yeah, some thoughts to ponder this week. As always, check out my blog, check out our website for more information. And if we can help your organization foster change, really foster a community of practice where your employees are working towards the common goal and therefore contributing to the organization and therefore their community, let's talk. Visit me at kellytinnen.com.